What's good, y'all? Welcome to an episode of Buzz Boys. Um, Last night was a major night, a historic night for this organization. Um, we had, in my opinion, an amazing draft class. We chose Brandon Miller at number two. Um, that stirred up a lot of controversy. It was a big pick. It was a divisive pick. Even had some fans booing in Spectrum Center, um, and at a few watch parties in other places. Even Hugo was like, it was crazy, but ultimately, I think Brendan Miller will be a great player for this team, and all the three picks great as well. And that's what this video is going to be about. Did the Hornets win last night's NBA draft? Because it damn sure seems like we did. I mean, all four picks bangers. And we got a lot of value, especially with the last three picks. Almost everybody that we got, they were on mock drafts even higher um, than where we got them. So, we got a lot of value, people dropping down to us in the right spots. I honestly wish that we wouldn't have traded because I feel like we could have got some even more value at 39. But overall, I'm still happy. I was contemplating how I should do this video. I'm thinking about, should I just do one big video and do draft grades, or should I break the video down into a little series? So that's what I'm gonna do. Um, I'm gonna give my player grades for all four players. I'll make a video for each player that's gonna be after, but this video just gonna be about, did we win the draft, which I felt like we did. We had a great draft. Starting out first, Brandon Miller. He's a great two-way player, and you can kind of see the comparison to his GOAT, Paul George. Um, Game very similar. You can tell he studied the fuck out of Paul George, steals his moves, perfected them, and you can definitely see the similarities in his game. Brandon Miller, he's not just a scorer. I really encourage you guys to watch his tape. He can pass. He's a willing passer, even though he only averaged like 2 point whatever assists, but he can pass. He can bring the ball to the floor and pass. He's a good all around player. At the end of the day, he averaged 19 points, 8 rebounds in college as a freshman. He has a knack for the basketball, be around the basketball. He wants the ball. Clutch moments, he wants the ball. This is a good pick, guys. I know some of y'all love Scoop, but at the end of the day, this is the pick. It is what it is. There's no going back. So I think it's best if we just support him, because it is what it is. Giving him a rough time, talking a whole bunch of shit, it's not going to change anything. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, he's still a good player. He's still a 6'9" sniper and a pretty damn good all-around basketball player. And he actually cares about defense, which is what this team needs. So I still like the pick. I'm happy about the pick. And I'm going to get real into depth with his draft grade video, because it's good. All these guys, to me, are going to get good grades. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I'm not giving anybody a D or F or anything. I'm happy with all four of these picks. Okay, I am. And the Scoot thing, we chose guards with our next few picks. So, like, it's not that big of a deal to me. I moved on. If you guys were on the live, we did 2 lives last night. And if you were on the live, you saw my instant reaction to the pick. I was kind of like, I was disappointed, but it is what it is. Anyways, moving on. Nick Smith, pick 27. We got a lot of value in this pick. This is somebody who was number one in his class just last year. He had a knee injury in the summer right before his freshman year, but this is somebody, best player in the class, and if he would have stayed healthy, definitely would have been a lottery pick. Some people are saying top 10, some people top 5. Like, we got insane value with Nick Smith Jr. Insane value. And I'm super happy. And the real reason that I wanted to wait an extra day before making any content is because I'm not really super big on college basketball. I'm a UNC fan. If it's not UNC or a team playing UNC, I'm probably not watching it. I'm just being honest. So I want to do my due diligence, watch all these guys film, the good and the bad, and formulate an opinion before I came on this camera. And Nick Smith is him. You can see the talent as to why he was a number one pick. I mean, why he was a number one prospect for his class. And one thing I really like about Nick Smith is that he has that dog in him from the aspect of he could have easily sat out. Okay, kind of like a Ben Simmons type or a Michael Porter Jr. type, to where he's injured, but he has the talent and the clout coming out of high school to where he could have coasted off that straight to the NBA draft and sat out his entire freshman year. Um, he missed the first 19 games of the college season, ended up playing the last 17 games. So, he missed over half the season, and he still came to fight with his guys and be there. And he still popped off for a few 20-point games. He showed his flashes of what he could be. And I really respect that. I respect that because, as Dame Lillard would say, a lot of players run from the grind, and he didn't do that. So I definitely respect that, and please watch his film because you can see the value that we're getting in this pick, which is tremendous. And like I said, I will be doing a draft grade video on him and all these four guys. So please stay tuned. Keep your post notifications on because this week, for the next few weeks, I'm about to be cranking out a lot of content, y'all. We got, obviously, the draft. We got the press introduction. Oh, yeah, and Nick Smith, man. Hold on. Before I get Nick Smith, Hornets material, man, has to be the first player to get fined in his introductory press conference. He said something about Brandon Miller. He was like, Brandon Miller is really big, no homo. And I'm pretty sure he's going to get fined for that before he even gets his first paycheck. And that right there is Hornets material. In trouble, day one. Hornets material right there. He's going to be great for us. That's exactly what this team needs. I got to pull it up, bro. Hold on. Yeah, he said Brandon Miller, yeah, he's pretty big, no homo. Introductory press conference, hasn't even been in the NBA for 24 hours, and that's what he chose to say. But him and Brandon Miller, they were teammates in AAU. They're very familiar with each other's game. Nick Smith said Brandon Miller's his best friend. They talk every single day. And, them being here together is great because you want players to gel and have as much chemistry as possible on a team. So that's great. Moving on, pick 31, James Naji. This is another player I was unfamiliar with, but I had heard his name and I have seen it on mock drafts before the draft. And ultimately, I do wish we would have kept our picks. I feel like we could have got him at 34 and kept 39, but we packaged 34 and 39 to move up to 31 to get this pick in James Naji. And it's safe to say that he's a physical specimen and the upside is tremendous, and that's why he was drafted. He's 18 years old, 7 feet tall, 7'7" wingspan, 252 pounds, and he's solid. He's solid, and he is like right now a lob threat, a hungry rebounder, and a tremendous blocker. He's raw, but he shows upside. He's shown he can have footwork, and that's why he is one of the craziest physical prospects in this draft. And the fact that he shot 79% at the rim versus grown men in the Euro League playing for Barcelona, it shows that he can be the real deal if he can just refine his game. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a possible draft and stash, kind of similar to Arnoldas Kaboka, somebody who, if you pay attention, he's on our Hornets Summer League team every year for the last 3 years. He was a draft pick back in, I believe, 2019 or 2020, maybe that same class as LaMelo, where I think we picked him at pick like 55, where he's been playing overseas on his team and he's yet to come over here. He only really comes over for summer league, and I think he's been on the Greensboro Swarm as of the last year. But James Naji could be a potential guy like that, to where he stays over, keeps playing for Barcelona. He does have one more year left on his Barcelona contract. We could buy the contract out and bring him over immediately. I don't know. Be interesting to see what we do with that. I do think the difference between him and Koboka, we traded up to get him in at 31. That's the first pick of the second round. So it's pretty serious that we believe in him. I don't think we just leave him over there for years and years, but I wouldn't be surprised if we leave him over there for just 1 year, let him develop, let him refine his game a little bit. I don't know, but I will also be doing a draft grade video on him as well, where I will go into detail of his pros, his cons, and go into details about the pick. But once I did my research, I liked it. He does kind of have the same archetype as a Mark Williams, a Nick Richards, to where block, dunk, run the floor. So it's kind of interesting to see us, take somebody else in that same mold and not more of a stretch big. But we got value. At the end of the day, as we were making these picks, I would go back and rewind and see where were they on the best player available chart. And, he was right there as the second best player available. And there were barely any centers drafted yesterday. If you paid attention, he was one of the few centers that were in a lot of mock drafts and were up there on the best player available. So I think it's safe to say that the Hornets got the value that they wanted. Moving on to the last pick, Amari Bailey. If you're not familiar with him, I don't know where you've been for the last few years. He was basically lighting up the high school circuit, playing at Sierra Canyon with Bronny James. He was like the star player last year. He went to UCLA, well, the year before last. He went to UCLA last year, had a pretty good freshman year. And I really like him because another player that cares about defense. He's being reported 6'3", 6'4", but I like him, okay? I wanted to draft somebody who I knew who they were. And, I said I want either Amari Bailey or Gigi Jackson. I literally had tweeted it. The pick was Amari Bailey, so I was happy. And another player, he was up there on the best player available at the time. So once again, we got value at the pick. We didn't reach too much this draft. I know some other drafts the Hornets tend to reach, and it's just like, he would have been there. There was no reason to do that. But I'm pretty happy with what we did, man. We got good value at all of our picks. And a lot of these picks, man, in Nick Smith, James Naji, Amari Bailey, they have upside. Something that the Hornets have done the past few years is, I don't want to say drafting scared, but they take guys who, they might not be that bad, but they're not going to be stars. They're going to be role players. They might be who they are at the moment that you draft them, and they don't get too much better. The Hornets took real swings in this draft. They swung for the fences on some of these picks. You see a guy falling towards you, just take him and trust in the upside. And we did a lot of that last night, and I'm happy that we did it, man, because if literally 2 out of these 4 guys can become good players, that's great. At the end of the day, we are a young team, and if any of these guys can carve out a role, which I think is definitely very possible, we had a great draft. Now, Nick Smith, he's a 6'5", really a 2 guard. I guess you call him a combo guard, but he's definitely more of a 2 than a point guard. Amari Bailey, I would call him really a 2 as well. So you know what that means for James Bouknight. It's over. I'm sorry. It's over, bro. That's really what I immediately grasped from the moment that I saw that we took basically 2 shooting guards. Yeah, book goodbye. I don't see how he's able to carve out a role. Um, I don't see it. And with us signing Leaky Black to a two-way deal, that means that out of these players, at least three of them are going to make the roster because you can only have two-way signings. We've already used one of them on Leaky Black, which kind of surprised me. I thought, he would be on the Summer League team. I said that on the live as well. I said I could see Leaky Black definitely being on the Summer League team. Any UNC player that doesn't get drafted, they're on our Summer League team. Now, Leaky Black, in this case, he did deserve it. He's a great defender, and he has been working on his three-point shot. He performed very well at the NBA Combine and was on the board on a lot of physical categories. So I'm actually pretty happy that we did get Leaky Black and, can be a Greensboro Swarm staple. The Greensboro Swarm might win the fucking championship this year, no cap. And Summer League as well. I'm very excited for Summer League. We have two different summer leagues that we're going to be in this year, which I'm also happy about because, they have the California League and the Utah Summer League. The Hornets are never invited to either one. We only go to Las Vegas with all 30 teams. But this year, we are going to the California Classic. It's 6 teams. It's from July 3rd to the 5th. So, it's not too long. It's literally 2 days. And I looked at the schedule. It's literally the 3rd and the 5th. There's no game on July 4th. So it's literally 2 days of games. And then, boom, July 7th, the Vegas Summer League starts. So we will get to watch a lot of Hornets basketball this summer. California Classic, it's us, the Heat, the Lakers, the Kings, the Spurs, and the Warriors, I believe. So yeah, those are the 6 teams. So we will see Victor versus Brandon Miller July 3rd, the very first day of Summer League, and then we'll see him again July 7th, the first day of the Vegas Summer League. So we're gonna see Victor and Wemby. I said Victor and Wemby. Victor and Miller match up, and it's gonna be interesting to see. When these schedules were made, it probably was Victor Scoot in mind, but it doesn't matter. It's still the number 1 pick versus the number 2 pick, and it's gonna be good basketball to watch this summer. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, keep your post notifications on, hit that bell, please subscribe. I think we're like 480 something, trying to get to 500. So please subscribe, like, comment how you think we did in this draft. Do you think there's another team that had a better draft than us? The Houston Rockets could be close. They got a lot of value as well, with Cam Whitmore falling all the way down to 20. He was somebody who I hoped continued to fall down to 27 because in some drafts he was as high as 6 on mock drafts. So the Rockets did get a lot of value. So if there is another team, I could possibly say the Rockets. But as far as us and hitting on all 4 of our picks, that's where I'm more like the Hornets. The Hornets won the draft, in my opinion. But like I said, y'all comment down below. Let me know how y'all feel about this draft class. And keep your eyes out for these draft grades that I am going to drop for these 4 players. I'll see y'all soon, man.